Just get it out.
Okay. Welcome to Blue Collar Mafia Girls podcast, featuring myself. My name's Eve, and also featuring.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
So we want to just give a quick little shout out to one of our sponsors, Hired Gun Racing, located on Long Island, New York. HGR is a automotive customization shop that really focuses on your race car needs. Get your cars ready. And so you can find Hired Gun Racing on all platforms at Hired Gun Racing. And it's so funny that
Why am I so nervous? I'm just talking to my friend.
No, but it is funny that Hired Gun Racing is our sponsor because they are it's my husband's business. So yay to my husband. Thank you, Joe.
I have the giggles so bad right now. Oh my god.
So yeah.
Yes.
Are we good?
I think so. Yeah, no, we'll just move on to the next.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, so yeah, Hired Gun Racing is owned by my husband, and so it's kind of funny.
Stop giggling.
All right. I think we prepared too much. That's why.
Yeah. Just forget that you're even doing that. Just look at me and just talk.
So it's funny that Joe is our sponsor because HGR is owned by him.
Yes.
And we're sitting at our dining room table that,
Yep.
you know, he busts his ass for. So the reason why we came up with this name is because, you know, my husband owns a blue collar business, and Phil.
Yep. My man also busts his ass literally 16 hours a day, like 5 days a
Well,
week.
sometimes he literally doesn't even come home.
Yeah, he'll like sleep away sometimes. So it's a little tough, but we kind of adjusted. But
yeah, when I first met
just
Phil,
that life.
No, but it's so funny because like when I first met Joe, I have like a joke, and we've been together for 8 years or something, and he was just like a dude that lived in his basement. like you lived in the basement with your dad, and like he was turning wrenches, but like, you know, like, and he worked hard, but like literally worked hard for his car.
Right. Yeah.
And like
there's a
Phil,
big
too.
difference now. Yeah.
Phil, when I met Phil, I knew you.
Yep.
But I also met Phil separately.
Yep.
And he literally like did not bust his ass. Literally just for his car. It was like
that's all they worked for.
That's all they cared about.
Yep. And they still do, but they work 10 times harder.
But God forbid they buy a car part, then all of a sudden I won't see my man for like a fucking week.
Oh yeah. Yep. Phil will just be here for like a week. He's like, oh, I'm stopping at Joe's on my way home. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Let me know. I'm just trying to make dinner.
Yeah. Because they literally like are crazy. So, you know, seeing them work the way that they work.
Oh, yeah. I really do admire it because I could never. No. Like, I'm miserable for him sometimes. And I'm like,
I know.
Like, that sucks.
I know.
But
there's been times that, and especially like when it's cold out
and
like they're outside and they're working, you know, in the rain. Joe had to do like an emergency repair in the rain before and in the snow.
Or even just events that we go to and it's freezing out. Like,
and we get to stay in the trailer.
Yeah.
And they're like
a little warm.
And they're like
make some warm food.
And we're like, I'm gonna just make something in the crock pot. You want coffee? Literally. You make you coffee. Like, I could not.
No, me neither.
I just couldn't. And I told myself just in life in general, I never wanted to work that hard.
Right.
That was never my goal. Like, I wanted to be a mother and I wanted to have a career, but like I never wanted to work 60 hours a week.
Like bust your ass like that. Yeah. And I feel like I do.
Oh,
like,
you do.
I've always been a hustler. Like, I always have my hands in like a million different things. I just can't help myself. I like starting new things or anything like that. I do like to work, but I can never work the way that they work because I'd be miserable.
I just think that like, and there's been times when I had a career that I definitely put in more hours than I've even ever wanted to.
Right. For someone else too, like someone else's company.
I think that's the hardest part is like, thankfully Joe is at a point in his career that he's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Right.
I mean, Phil kind of has a good position where he can, but he goes to everything. He never says no.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
And neither does Joe.
Right.
Joe will say no to like guys that come off to be extremely hard.
Right.
But other than that, like they're just, to them it's just dollar signs. And to me, like literally. I don't know. I just never was like that. No. Ever.
I feel like I'm like that to an extent. Like I will turn down clients or something. Like I will, and I can take off whenever I want. Like I could go on vacations. Yeah, very rare because I just don't attract a client that I'm not going to want to sit in my chair.
No. And you do have a very specific style when it comes to that.
Yep. You attract that.
Yeah. Which is helpful. But I mean, now where I am in my life, you know, like being a stay-at-home mom of 3, no one knows that, but I have a daughter and twin boys, and they're psycho, and they keep me on my toes, and feral and crazy, and I've never worked harder in my life. And you know, I did do the career thing. I worked at a hospital for almost 9 years, and you know, I told myself I would never go back to that. I would never work for a huge corporation that I could never, like, I cannot align myself with.
Nope.
And after all that things that happened years ago, we don't, you know, I just cannot see myself putting myself back into that position. Well, you used to work for people.
Yeah, that's why I don't work for people anymore, because at the end of the day, these big companies, they don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit.
It's like the government.
And yeah, like but like it's the same thing, like what the heck was I just gonna say? Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. How, like, whatever, you'll always hear like the cliche saying, like, they'll literally just replace you if you died today. Like they're just gonna replace you.
That's so true.
And that's like a shitty feeling. Like, why would I want to work for someone that I'm just replaceable?
I had an interview because we were kind of like, you know, the boys are getting a little older now, and my daughter, she goes to school. So like, I really kind of felt like, okay, maybe I can get a job, you know, like maybe part-time or whatever. And I did an interview, and the person at the interview was like, if you were at a recital and the phone rings and it's a client, are you going to pick up that phone call? And I said, absolutely not.
Yeah,
and she says, that's the wrong answer.
Not my fucking book.
I was like, can you imagine? Like the last time I went to my daughter's recital, me and my husband are front row. Could you imagine the disappointment in her if I like took a phone call?
Yeah, she watches you just like leave the auditorium
for a phone call
for work. That doesn't give a shit about you.
I know that people do that, and like, to each their own. Some people do need that mental health to work and stuff like that, but I just could never. Like, I don't understand that. And that's why I'm glad that Joe even runs his business, because he does have a little bit autonomy to like just take off.
Yeah.
Go do something like other than, you know, like go racing.
Yep.
He used to have trouble going racing.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
I feel like people get like nervous to take days off, and you have to get permission and stuff. Like when I worked for the company I worked for, I would literally get denied my days sometimes, and I'm like, "What am I doing?
So
like,
crazy.
What am I doing?"
Yeah,
I could never work for a big company like that.
No,
I like the freedom to live my life. Like,
well, and so my sister has a job, and they told her that she was like using her time, and they're like, "You're using a little too much," and she's like, but it's my time.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, but you're supposed to keep a certain amount in my bank, in like your bank. What?
For what?
For what?
Isn't it literally paid time off? Like,
it's paid time off.
Yeah.
She accrues it and earns it.
Right. She can take off whenever.
Yeah.
She could take off for a whole 2 months if she has that many days.
So crazy.
They just try to control you all the time.
Well, and that's what it comes down to. It's really not fair, you know, like, and I'm sure she, you know, she loves her job. So I shouldn't even, you know, she really does. And she has really good bosses and stuff. But like, you know, the fact that this is kind of like the rule of thumb in corporate. I mean, I even remember that when I was working in corporate myself. They just like, they don't want you to take off. They don't understand family. They don't have any, you know, that you're supposed to be like the rat in the wheel. And that's really all it is.
They like to control you, and that's it. That's it.
It just, you know, and then it's funny because, but there's always, the grass is always greener, because then there's other things that become like an issue. Like when you work for yourself, all of a sudden you don't have people who support you. Like your best friends that you're, or family. They want shit for free. They
want it for free. They want to be hooked up. Don't want to pay full price. Or don't even offer to pay all.
They'll go to Walmart. Instead of going to, you know, like.
Like if any of my friends like do something, I really do try and be supportive.
Instantly.
If I can.
If I can. Within means. I mean, sometimes we know things are tight. And you know, you can't afford everything all the time.
But like if someone and whether you don't have to spend money, just follow someone's page, share it, like send it to your friends.
Like I share your stuff all the time, you know, like.
But that's what you should do. Just be supportive. It takes 2 seconds. Like, who cares if 50 of your followers see it or 200? Like, it's just
2.
Yeah, you could just get one person's attention. You know,
you know, seeing my husband run his small business, doing things even myself to make income, Amazon storefronts and like silly things, you know, have like an Amazon storefront page and like, you know, you're like, oh, follow it. And it's like 2 people.
Yeah, literally no one follows it.
2. I am going to jump on your opportunity. You tell me that you have something new, you have something going on. Let me buy it. Let me share it. Oh my God, you did a reel that was funny.
Yeah.
I'm sharing it. I don't understand why that's so hard.
I don't know. I think people just, maybe not everyone thinks like that. I'm starting to realize, like, they'll just watch it and then that's it.
Like, for me, like, I think that when people start something new to make opportunities and money for themselves, people aren't supportive. But it's easier for me to be like, oh, you got a great job in the corporate world. Oh.
Yeah.
You know, high five. You spent 6 years in school and now you're $100,000 in debt, but you got this great job with benefits. Oh, instead of being like, wow, look at Joe. He's so busy.
Yeah. You know what it could be? I feel like a little bit of jealousy, maybe, because it takes balls to do what Joe did. Like, I have my own business also. It takes a lot of balls to like just take that leap and see if it works. And some people might have a little feeling about it and be like, I don't know.
They must be bored.
Yeah, like they wish they could do something like that. Like, oh, I wish I could start this or do that. Do it.
Do it.
Here we are. You're literally not losing much. Like, unless it's this crazy expensive idea you have, like, you're not.
Money goes into owning a business.
Of course.
But if you have skill and, you know, you understand things, hey, look, even doing this. People think like, you know, I think that we even learned a little bit of a lesson. We're like, we're going to start a podcast. Like, I think we've been talking about this for a little while. But we were finally at the point where, like, we have to do it. Like, we have to. And we're like, all right, we're just going to set this up and do this. And we're going to, you know.
It took us about 2 hours to figure out how to set this up and everything.
And then it's not even edited yet or anything. And then who knows what we're going to do next week, if it's going to even, if we're going to even say, we might, you know, like it does take time, effort, balls.
You
know, the easy way out is getting a corporate job.
Yeah, 100%.
That's just easy. Let me go get a job for someone.
I watch videos all the time on YouTube and stuff, and I know you do too. And just watching a podcast or just, people that they make a living just vlogging or whatever, they make it look so easy, it's a piece of cake. But when you set up this camera and everything, it's not as easy as they make it look. And I'm sure it gets more comfortable. Like me and you make videos for Instagram and TikTok and whatever. So we're pretty comfortable with it, but I feel like this is definitely different.
Definitely different than what we're used to.
Yeah, it takes a lot of balls. Not anyone could just sit here and do this or take these chances.
And it's funny because a lot of people don't have any problem watching somebody they don't know
and supporting them.
Or a celebrity.
That shit pisses me off so much. When people post about celebrities, I literally don't follow
any.
No celebrities.
I don't get it.
At all.
I don't get it.
I'll admit, when I joined Instagram, 15 years ago? I don't even know how long.
Well, yeah.
Obviously, it was a big thing. And then, the older I got, I would, slowly just unfollow everyone. Yeah. I'm
I don't follow any
doing? And I'm you don't personally know these people, but you're willing to support them. That
the whole
is
thing,
wild.
Even the Kim Kardashian craze or whatever.
Yeah, all the businesses they own.
Do you realize,
she's good already.
Yeah.
We're literally middle class trying to make it. And, you can't support us?
It takes the same amount of effort.
Right. Not even us, just anyone in our realm, in our life. I can't stand that more than anything.
It's just funny to see it.
Oh, yeah.
When you start, even I could even do even better. When Phil started working harder, all of a sudden people start fading away because you're working again. Even that.
Yep.
Even that.
Yep.
You don't want to. People just don't want to see other people do good. They don't want to see people do great things. They don't want to see them try and take risk.
Yep.
They just want to say,
because it's literally scary for them.
Yeah.
They're scared because they for some reason feel like they're a little part of it, or they just have a glimpse of it, and they're
yeah. And you know what? Good for them, because I'm sure that they have a nice cozy life, and there are those people that have no problem doing anything more.
Right.
They make their money, they get home, they have their house, they have their family, and they're content with their life.
Right.
And I will never be that person. It's so funny because I don't want to work hard.
But I want to reap all the benefits of it. Literally.
And it's, you know what it is? It's when you don't want to work hard for corporate bullshit, whatever. Right. You want to work hard. I have no problem doing hired gun social media. Yep. I love doing it. And
you're good at it too.
Yeah. I think that it's fun.
Yeah.
And I could do it, upstairs on my bed or in our couch or whatever. And I get to spend time with my husband doing it and stuff like that. Yep. I don't mind it. I also don't even mind doing some of the paperwork that I do for him. Yep. It's good luck trying to get him to do paperwork. So
yeah, of course.
I do it. He does. I shouldn't say that. He does some paperwork. I do other things. Now he's going to listen to this and be like, I fucking do paperwork.
So what are you talking about? Don't lie.
Yeah. Sorry. But no one wants to work hard for somebody else like that.
Right, of course.
You know what I'm saying? For corporate bullshit, who's gonna bust their ass for Walmart?
Yeah, no.
You're
how far can you actually get? You know?
I just remember, it's so funny. If you look at me, you would never think I had a corporate job. And it's funny to go back to my suit and tie type of days, going into the office. Oh, do you need anything?
Yeah. And I feel like you're being all fake too. You have to put on this front and be friendly with everyone. And you're like, oh, I fucking hate Karen in the back. Yeah. Yeah, oh, how was your weekend? I don't want to do this small talk shit. Yeah, I don't
Nobody
care.
cares. oh, did you see the weather? Like,
yeah, like I can't do that like fake shit. But I think me and you both are like this in the sense that like I feel like we talked about this the other day, and I also talk about it with my friend Nicole a lot too. That like we just feel like we're meant for so much more.
Yes.
It actually like pisses me off a lot when I think about it because I'm like, sometimes I just feel so stuck, and like I have all these ideas and this like creativeness inside of me.
Hard because it takes money, and we live on Long Island.
Right.
Long Island makes it so hard.
Yep.
To get ahead.
To do anything.
Your money is literally paying for bills. Our taxes here alone are like $10,000,
yep.
you know, if not more. And so you still become, you know, that cog in the wheel, just grinding. I mean, you've accomplished a lot though, because you took the risk and left your job.
Yep.
But I know that like God will give me my blessings.
Yep.
It's just,
we talked about that the other day too. Like I just pray all the time, and I'm like, God, just put my feet where you want me. Like, just put my feet where you want me. That. Like, I don't know what direction to go, so just place me where I'm supposed to be.
It's hard because like it's hard to talk about God because I feel like it's not trendy anymore.
No,
to believe in God, which is so weird.
This is what everyone is. People need Jesus.
Oh my God.
This is what the whole world is like missing.
I don't understand why it's not trendy. Like, look, I'm not trying to be a preacher right now. I don't go to church on Sunday.
No, I don't go to church either.
You know, but I have a relationship with God. Yep. I feel like there has been things that he has proven that he is real to me. I have had true blessings, true miracles. And the more you have God in your life, I feel like the more you do move with
100%.
You know?
Yep.
Like all of a sudden I've been praying and being like and applying to jobs and being like, if it doesn't work out, God will find, and then me and you start talking, and here we are. And I'm like, even just the idea of having a reason to wake up and be excited to start a new project. You know, that's like something that I feel like we haven't done in a really long time.
Yep.
You know, without it killing you.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know,
or like just exhausting you. Like you want to enjoy something new, but also
and not spending like thousands of dollars on a risk that doesn't really like. This is just fun. This means nothing.
Like we have no these are our phones. Like we're not anything fancy. We got a couple like lights, but it's nothing crazy. We'll see where it goes. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
It's fine.
And God will put us somewhere else. Like that's just how you have to think about it. But I think so many people like, and I'm not saying you have to be this like religious crazy person. Like that's not what either one of us are saying.
No, and I'm not like that, and I know you're not either.
But like I have a special relationship with God, and I really don't talk about it a lot to people. Like, but like I've had situations that have happened and like legit brought me to my knees. Like just
same. You just gave me chills.
Yeah, like I could literally tear up like thinking about
exactly that moment that I was at. I actually have two, which I will not talk about.
I won't talk. They're too special to me.
Yeah, me too.
Like it's way too
God
special.
Told me he was real.
Yeah.
At that point. And I'm proud to say that. And it's so crazy that people aren't anymore.
You feel like you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll catch myself a little at work or something and like I'll say it and you know, I don't know anyone's religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs, whatever, but sometimes I'll catch myself. I'm like, oh, should I have said that? And I'm like, fuck that. Like that's me. Like I believe there is a God. Like
I just don't know why our society got into a place where that's not trendy anymore. And like I don't know.
Like that should be way more trendy than fucking Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well that's the thing.
I despise her. Like
I grew up very Roman Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
and like it is hard to go back to the church and see shit that's happened. And,
right.
Like, I get it. You know, I get it. But like that doesn't mean that God isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
Those evil lies everywhere. The devil is everywhere, and like that is real fucking shit.
People are way closer to the devil than they are.
Yeah,
so
and that's what they don't understand. Like the devil and like temptation and all that shit
on you all day long.
All day long.
All day.
That's real shit.
Yeah.
You're the one who is supposed to make the decisions. And what is it called? Free will.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like, well, you know, how why is this? Why is that? Because free will exists.
Right.
You know, why do people get cancer? Well, look at the world we created.
Right.
Look at what we've created. But now God has given us some tools like medicine and chemo and all this stuff to keep these people alive. And sometimes it doesn't work, but God's will is, you know, happens. And free will happens. I mean.
Yep. I think way more people just even like just pray. Just like pray for things.
Well, people call it different things.
Right.
People call it meditating.
Right.
Or people call it, you know, manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Right. Just like just take
a
second.
That like actual God is real and pray to an actual thing. It's funny because this notebook that I have.
Yeah.
One of those like on my knees moments where like finding out God is real.
Yep.
I have a note that I wrote to him in here.
I have a book just like that.
And then when I found that note asking him and coming to God and asking him for help, I wrote thank you to him. But you're supposed to thank him afterwards. So.
Yep. I forgot to bring my book today, but the one I always bring because I love to just look back at it from like time to time. I've like written like the most beautiful things when I was like really in touch with God. Like I used to just like go take a drive by myself. I would sit by the water and I would just like write and like just talk to him. And it's like such a, you can't even explain the feeling, but even just if people do more of that, like
it's so funny when you start like, have you ever had a moment where like you weren't like that? Like you weren't religious?
Yeah. I feel like it's so funny because I also am Catholic.
Yeah.
We're both Italian Americans, you know. But
mafia words.
Yeah. So I really wasn't raised that heavy into it because my parents weren't. But like,
really?
You know,
that's shocking.
And the funny thing is I grew up across the street from a church. Like the street I lived on growing up is Church Street.
Like, you know, you're Italian, you're going to church every Sunday. That's what we did.
No, we didn't. Like,
and then you have like dinner.
Yeah, I always remembered. So like I made my communion. I never made my confirmation, but my grandma, when she used to visit my dad's mom, she used to take us to church if she was like there on a Sunday. So I remember going to church with her a few times, but I never really like did growing up. My parents never, and literally right across the street is a church. Like, so I don't know. We just didn't. I guess it wasn't like important to my mom and dad, but I probably found God like a few years ago, or no, it had to be more than that. I don't know, maybe like 7 or 8 years ago. I think I wrote like in my book the actual dates and stuff when I used to write things, but I was just like, I've been missing out on this for this long.
Yeah.
Like, how have I even gotten this far? And I feel like I really did start to change my life a lot once I've come to that like realization that I was missing that. So I feel like it is so special. And
I grew up very, very Catholic. Like my parents took us to church. Well, I shouldn't say my parents. My dad was a cop. So my mother would take us. And, you know, like I also see why, you know, she probably wanted to go to church. My dad had a scary job. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
My grandma, I mean, you met my grandma.
She's amazing.
She is a very much churchgoer. Like, loves the church kind of thing. I don't think she goes that much anymore. It's hard for her, but and I kind of was like, I'm not into this, like, whatever. So then, like, I got a boyfriend that was completely, like, atheist, and then started, like, he was, like, kind of towards Buddhism, which that helped him find his peace, which was fine.
Like, whatever you're into, just something.
But he made fun of people that, like, believed in God, and he was that type of person that would, like, beat you down, though.
Right.
Like, and that's why I stayed with him for so long, because he made me feel like whatever.
Yep.
But besides that whole point, so, like, I walked away from God, and of course, I'm in this shitty relationship. I'm in this shitty whatever. And then finally got the strength to leave him, blah, 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 blah. I mean, my husband, boyfriend now at that time, whatever. And he grew up very similar to me, where he's kind of very Italian. His parents didn't really go to church that much, but he grew up going to church. He got all the, whatever's sacraments. And so I started getting a little closer, and then, like, I just started, I don't know, it's so funny, because, like, I feel like TikTok, but I'm not even, like, I feel like some of the, like, mom influencers that I started following and stuff, they started talking more about God, and, like, and I was like, I should have a relationship with God. I believe in God. We got married in a church. I grew up very, very religious. And my parents, my mom has a relationship with God. My sister always has. And I've just kind of been, like, lost in the sauce.
Yep.
And then I look back on these things that have happened. And I'm like, this happened because of this. And then there's one moment in my life that happened this past September with my daughter, and God literally showed his face to me, and, like, this miracle in my life, and I was like, yep.
No,
and now
it's definitely real.
I definitely will say, and so then I started, like, buying crosses again in the house. My husband's like, what's going on? And I was like, no, I need, like...
I need to see it. Just a reminder.
And I needed to get rid of, like, certain things in the house that, like, I had tarot cards and stuff. And I was like, it's time to get rid of these things and put crosses back up.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with those. I know that there's some spiritual people that, like, still like tarot cards. But I was like, I'm not in that phase yet. I'm not comfortable yet.
Right.
So I was like, because God gave us a miracle. And he was like, okay, you're right. You're right.
Yep. Okay. On the tarot card note, I mean, this is not to do with tarot cards, but I literally won't even watch or look at or anything of any sort of devilish, Satanish
type of thing anymore. Like the Sam Smith shit.
Oh yeah, no. Nope. I won't watch anything. I won't watch any.
The songs?
I barely watch, like, horror movies anymore, which I do enjoy, like, a good horror movie, but it has anything to do with, like, a devil or anything. Yeah.
I'm too scared.
I just feel like I shouldn't be doing that. Like, I don't even want that in my realm
at
all.
There's songs that have come up recently that I'm like, or like Sam Smith in general, like all of those things, I'm like, I don't need this. It's negative.
Yeah, if you're listening to that every day.
Yeah, it's negative. How can you listen to that and feel happy?
And this is the problem, though. Everyone listens and follows to these people who are literally worshiping the devil right in front of you. Yeah. And you're just, like, singing it like it's, fun song.
I mean, look at the Nickelodeon.
Oh, my God, I know.
Like, these are people, like, again, you're supporting these celebrities. And we all, and like, they've all been to Epstein Island and, like, all this stuff. And you support them.
Like, you don't know anything about these people.
They're literally doing bad things to kids.
Right.
And you support them, but you won't support, the guy that you went to high school with.
Literally. Your neighbor who works on cars for a living. Yeah. Like, it blows my mind. I think everyone is just so twisted, has it all backwards.
And I want to say that social media is the reason for it, but I completely disagree with that. Because maybe in different social medias, I'm more so on TikTok. I do see how like Instagram doesn't show you your friends anymore. They show you like
I know, I've been noticing that
why?
I don't know, and it's really annoying. And I feel like I have random people that I all of a sudden follow. Yeah. And I've literally had to unfollow like a handful of people. I'm like, who even is this? A random person.
I don't know, but I try to stick to TikTok because one, you can more so see your friends on there. Two, you know, the information that you want to see is what gets pushed out.
Right.
Like your algorithm does feed to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it sucks that it might get shut down because
I know. TikTok. Do you feel like they really would though?
Yeah, our government doesn't like us.
I mean, I feel like did I talk to you about
that out?
Did I talk to you about this the other day? How they shut down Vine. Do you remember Vine?
Oh my god. I never got a Vine.
Oh my god. Vine was the best.
Why did they shut it down?
Just like I don't really know. Probably like
making money or they actually shut it down.
I don't know. They just like got rid of the whole app.
So weird.
Yeah, they were talking about it, and then it was gone.
Kind of the same
gone.
Situation.
Everyone's accounts deleted, everything.
I never got a Vine, but I remember like the Vine videos used to transfer over to like YouTube.
Yeah, like a lot of people got their like a lot of influencers and whatever. They got their fame from Vine. Yeah.
The short little videos on there.
Yeah, it was great. I'm pretty sure it was like 7-second videos, and it was hilarious. It was so funny.
I just saw this video on TikTok about, you know, and I like reposted it. The reason why they're banning TikTok is because you can get your information there. Like I get my news from there.
Yeah. Yep.
We were talking about like, oh, we want to do like recent events.
Yep.
So I like go on Google, current events.
It's like nothing. Like you go on
TikTok.
Yeah.
Current events.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep. You know, that's where I get my news from. TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, just a little quick video, and I'm like, oh.
I learned a lot of stuff from TikTok.
Yep.
Just like silly hacks too. Like you can't get that stuff on Instagram.
No.
I remember there was this one time. I think maybe it was when Hawaii was on fire or something. One of those. And it was like type in the Maui fires on TikTok and see what comes up. Now type that up in Instagram and see what comes up. And literally you would type it in Instagram and it would just be like green leaves and beautiful and nothing and
they just censor everything. Yeah.
And then you go on TikTok and it's like, oh my god, the devastation and all this, like you really get what is really going on.
Oh yeah. I think they just can't keep up with the volume that TikTok has. That's probably why. There's like billions of users on there, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't imagine how many posts a day they have.
Just imagine what's going to happen when it shuts down. Like, you know, and that's another thing that pisses me off about supporting people because a lot of people are like, these influencers, you're going to have to get another job and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, why are you going to laugh at somebody's livelihood?
Like not funny.
It's not funny.
No. That's literally how they make their money.
Some of these people may have had jobs and they started monetizing, so they quit.
Right.
Some people maybe have taken that risk. Just because you're not recording yourself, you're a troll, you know, working a desk job and you're like, like you're a loser. You're the one that's a loser.
I can't believe how nasty people are on social media, actually.
I don't know.
Like, I'll go to the comments sometimes and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't, because
they need Jesus. That's what they need.
That, and
go get a life.
You know, like, you have no idea what these people look like.
No.
How hurt are you? How hurt are you?
Yep. No, it's literally just...
I just don't understand how someone can physically type... Like, I've had stupid things typed to me, but nothing, like, super hurtful. And I've seen things that I'm like...
Even, I'll, like, read your comments sometimes on TikTok, and it pisses me off. And I'm
laugh.
like...
I think they're so funny.
Like, fuck off somewhere. It is almost like humor. Like, you have to just laugh at
it. There's that one, someone tried to get me so bad because, like, methanol doesn't start in the cold, right? So then I like told this guy off because he tried to blame a tuner. And my husband gave me like all this info. Yeah, and I was like, you know, talking about it.
Yeah, it was great.
And so someone's like, they don't say that. They don't say put heat in the motor. I'm like, I fucking slept at a racetrack.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me what they say? I literally have spent a week at a racetrack. Like, really?
Yeah. You're like, you think I would post this if I didn't know what I was talking about?
I literally, like, come hang out. You think I really want to be
people just like to talk shit.
Because they think, and it was a stupid guy. And
yeah, like, of course.
Oh, you're an idiot. Like, really?
Yeah. How about let's see you wire up a car like my husband? Yeah. I don't think you could do that.
Come spend a week on a racetrack with a bunch of dudes. Yeah. Like, thank God Joe will get his own RV. Last year it was like me, Joe, and Gage, and it was perfect.
Oh yeah,
perfect.
Yep.
You know, but like, and the year before that we just had the kids, and it was just me and the kids and him. And, like, perfect because I like. Oh my God! There's you're just surrounded by masculinity for a whole week. I liked what we did last year.
I need my own space. Yeah, me and Phil always get a hotel because I'm just like, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it would
go
be
to
nice
a hotel.
If we got the RV, but
I know. I did look into it, but
it's really hard to get a spot.
I think even Phil just like enjoys a nice hotel room.
Yeah,
to go.
Like you want to shower and be clean. We're gonna when we go, I'm only gonna go with you again.
Yeah,
go Friday.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm not going a whole week.
No, that's too
much.
We're
talking about World Cup finals because that's the biggest race that my husband races.
I literally make sure I like mark my calendar. I literally marked my calendar already for November, right after the one last year.
For Phil, there's another race this coming up in April. That I was like, you better like. I think
in April. I think I had it. No, is it upstate or in Pennsylvania? I think,
or maybe it's at Maple Grove.
I think it is Maple Grove. I literally just said because I had that date saved. It might be like the 13th or something.
I want to go.
He isn't gonna do it because his car's like not even running. I think.
Yeah, something happened. And Joe yelled at him and told him to bring it.
But I did have that date saved for a while because he said it like months ago. But that would have been nice to go. But
I hope that we do a little bit more racing this year. I feel like the past couple of years,
especially when it's nice out, we do nothing when it's nice out.
It's sad because the Long Island track.
I know.
Is not fast enough.
No.
For us, and in general. Well, Phil, can he take his new car?
Did he take it last year? I think he did take it last year. And when he had his S10, he took it there too. But it's like fun and it is cool that there's just something to do with racing on Long Island, but I feel like it's not what we all enjoy, like watching and stuff. But it is cool for him just to, it's 10 minutes away from us, like, so it's just something to do. But it would be nice if we did something.
Like if we live in the spring or summer, it should be free. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that too.
Oh my God. Just, it feels like silly spending the money going there.
Yeah.
When like we're so used to spending like stupid money going.
Yeah. Yep. Like staying for at least a weekend somewhere.
Yeah. It's a lot of work for like 2 passes.
Right. Pretty much.
Unless you're like, you guys can kind of like drive there.
Where?
From where you live to the track.
Oh, yeah.
In his car.
No, he trailered it.
Is he on methanol?
No. No.
I don't know.
He's on E85, pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he can streetcar that.
Yeah. I guess that's why he races it there too.
Yeah.
But they don't go too fast.
It's just a lot to do. Long Island needs a racetrack.
But like a real racetrack.
We need like Maple Grove.
Yeah. It'll never fucking happen. I'm surprised that's been here for
but they'll
probably a couple years now.
2.
Probably.
Yeah. They'll shut it down.
But they might as well just turn it into an actual legit racetrack. What are you doing with all that property anyway? Like,
everyone is scared of the traffic and all this stuff, and it's like, so look at the apartments that they're building.
I know. I can't believe how much that's going to be built up already.
Freaking another 100 people. You're scared of the traffic, but we're building apartments everywhere.
Everywhere. they've added apartments. I don't know if you saw it the last time you dropped me off at home that day.
Behind you, right? Like behind the development or whatever.
Yeah, they literally built it like on the road that you like before you pull into our parking lot, but they're completely done, and I'm sure they're just gonna keep. There's all woods over there. They're just gonna keep knocking and building.
Build like nice, neighborhoods. Yep. They don't build that anymore.
No, they don't. They want everyone to be stuck in an apartment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I feel like we're just like never gonna get out of there, honestly, because it's not even worth it for the price of these houses.
Well, I mean, you're in a good situation because your rent isn't so high. If you were moving into like a new place right now, you'd
no way.
But like you at least
our rent really is not bad
in to like cheaper rent. I mean, imagine trying to get that apartment now.
No,
you probably couldn't.
I think it's like double from when I moved in.
Yeah,
moving in now, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Like our apartment, it's not a brand new apartment. It's an older apartment. Like there's nothing special about it. It needs to be updated completely, and they can still get away with charging that much.
Well, what's crazy and just like stupid shit, like we were lucky. We bought our house before like the rise and everything, but everything else has raised.
Oh yeah.
So our mortgage has gone up. We bought this house 6 years ago.
Yeah, that was like a great time.
Oh yeah, we bought it in a low market, and we were smart because we could have bought like a more expensive house, and we were like, we don't know what the future holds. Let's go cheap. And thankfully we did because who knew that I was going to have to quit my job and stuff. And but our insurance has gone up, our homeowners.
Yep.
And our taxes go up every year.
I know. It's like you buy a house and you think you're like.
And then just
saving money, but like your taxes and everything are going up. So
it's that, and then like an appliance breaks, and it used to be $200, and now a $500 appliance. So like,
I know.
There are benefits to renting because you don't have a lot of that responsibility. You don't have to
you call maintenance guy. They do everything. Yeah. It's like we like joke sometimes. We're like, should we just like rent forever? Honestly, because they do everything. I mean,
it would be good if you guys. But you have the dogs.
Yeah, we got the dogs.
Yeah.
3 dogs. The dogs. And Phil with all his cars, motorcycles.
Yeah, you can't.
We like literally need a house, but hopefully things change. But I don't really think they're going to.
I don't.
People are like, just wait, it'll get better. It'll get better. I'm like,
I don't see rent ever going down though.
Like, there's no way. If people are paying
already paying, they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to lower the rent. Like, no, what's going to happen is government assistance, the threshold will rise. Right. They're going to say, oh, well, we're seeing more people. And then you're stuck to the government.
Yep.
And that's what essentially they want.
Yeah. And then, but these are like the type of people that they want to like buy these homes or move into apartments. These are like just people that work a minimum wage job. Could you imagine what is minimum wage, like 15 or 17 or something like that? How does someone live on $15 or $17 an hour? That's your full-time job.
Even imagine like
you can't.
A single mother.
Yeah.
Making that money.
No.
To support a child.
Right. You literally can't.
It's insane.
Even if you worked 24 hours a day at minimum wage, you couldn't. You literally still can't survive.
And then they still take taxes out of your check.
Mm-hmm.
You're making minimum wage, but they still take it. There should be like a law that says if you're making minimum wage, you don't have to take federal taxes or state taxes or something because it's minimum wage.
Yeah.
So the government can't take from you. No, they rather still take their money and then they're going to put you on a program to pay for other things. Just don't take their taxes.
Right. It's the same thing.
It's
same
the same
difference.
thing.
Yeah. I don't know how anyone could survive on that.
It's funny because people listening to this and hearing that we're from New York, they're probably like, when you voted for that. Mm-hmm. But like Long Island's red.
Right.
Most people like don't agree what's going on here.
Right.
Like
I think even people that voted for the other side, I think they're slowly regretting that and realizing that.
I actually know someone who has flat out said, I voted for him.
I know a handful of people too. Yep. Yeah.
So, but just in general, like, I just wanted to make that clear. Yeah. We did not vote for this. No. I don't like how our politics go here. No. You know? We're gonna get banned.
I know. This is the first episode. Come on. Don't do that to us. I'm not even speaking on this topic because I'm just definitely getting us mad.
I have no feelings. We're gonna cut.
We had an interruption. I wish I got his face. What a stink face. We had an interruption from Yvonne's husband and the dog. The dog.
My dog. She likes to bark. She was like attacking you before.
No, I think she's just mad I'm not attacking. Yeah, like she's just mad I'm not here to play with her today. Yeah. Well, I feel like it was really good for our first episode.
Yeah. And I think that we can wrap things up.
Yeah, I think so too.
So again, our sponsor, Higher Gun Racing. And you can find us on social media. I am at racewife_ on TikTok.
I don't even know what my TikTok
is. And my Instagram is at my name's Eve. And Nicole, you are
I guess I'll just put my Instagram because I don't really know what my TikTok is, but my Instagram. Yeah, maybe we'll just put them like down below just to make it easier.
Oh yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah. So bye guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
See you next week.